Okay, let's get at it.
Woo! Yay, hiking. Good morning. It's Thursday, January 13th, 2022. It is Makeup Day 20. To celebrate Makeup Day 20, today is my last 20+ mile day of my Thru-Hike. Okay, it's not really because it's day 20, just because that's how the mileage is going to work out. I have 20.6 miles today to do. It's mostly just uppy, downy, not too crazy elevations today. There are a couple lookouts, Kessel View, Kimmel View, Fisher Lookout, but really just kind of walking along. And then at the end of the day, there's about a 1.5 mile drop into Swatara Gap, where I will cross under I-81 and get picked up by Jim. The temps today are currently under 30, it's high 20s. It's supposed to go up into the low 40s today. I rolled the dice this morning and didn't put my spikes on because I was thinking this might get beaten down a little bit, but I have a feeling I'm going to stop in a few minutes and put them on just to move a bit more quickly, because I got a lot of miles to cover and I'd rather get them done sooner rather than later, and I got to go a little slower without spikes. So that's about it. It's supposed to be partly sunny today. Should be a great day. My last 20+, and we'll see you out there. Got a pretty gas cut view. It's narrow, but it's pretty, the valley down there. About 3 miles into our day and moving on through the woods. Sun's up. It's warming up. Feels great. About 6 miles into my day, I come to one of these nice lookouts. Just a pretty view of the valley below. It's a really cool farm structure down there. And some low mountains. On we go. A little over 9 miles into my day, just came out on this gorgeous viewpoint of the valley below me. I think this is shower steps or 500 steps or something like that. I'll cross here to somebody that's passed here. I don't know Joshua's story, but that's quite sad. A 23-year-old that must have perished here. Maybe fell off the cliffs or something. Just had a weird encounter I thought I'd share with y'all. Called Jim to share it with him too. Crossed a road at 9.2 and heard somebody yelling. I didn't think anything of it. I'm just hiking along listening to my book, and a guy yells at me to stop. So I stop and turn around. US Marshal, and he says they're looking for a fugitive. Wanted to know if I had just come from 501 shelter. I had not. I had walked by the shelter, but I wasn't at the shelter. And I asked if I should be nervous. He said no, the person was at 501, but I'll admit it, I'm a little nervous anyway. So I called Jim, told him what was going on. He's parked at 11 miles. He's gonna walk back and meet me in another mile or so, just to give me a little company today. So there you have it. All good. The day is nice and warm, nice and sunny. Hiking's going fine. Just listening to my book and moving along.
Okay, looks like she survived so far. Any boogeymen come after you?
What?
Any boogeymen come after you?
No, but there was another hunter guy after that.
Hiker hunter.
Orange vest guy that I was all sketch about. This reminds me of when Jim and I were hiking together for months. He'd be way ahead of me and I'd have to try to keep up. I'm not going to try to keep up today. He's a mile in, I'm 10 in. I'm going to take my time. But I'm glad he came out to quote unquote hike with me today. The ongoing series of ginormous blowdowns. This one was a bit of a pain in the neck. I had to actually go through between those two trunks of that tree. Oh well, we got through it. We are about 17 miles into the day, about 3 to go, and it's been a pretty tame day. Ups and downs along the ridge, slushy snow, temps up near 40 or maybe even into the low 40s. It's been nice. Jim came out and hiked a mile with me, which was nice, or at least near me, which is nice. And then he was extremely kind and brought me lunch again, and I appreciate that a lot. I do much better on these super long days when I have decent lunch instead of just a Cliff Bar. So thank you for that, honey poo. I ran into the hiker guy I hiked with yesterday. He had been at the 501 shelter, apparently with the fugitive the marshals were looking for. And he had also come across a group of marshals. And there was one other hiker out today. Older gentleman is going to start a northbound through-hike in February. It was kind of fun to talk to him for a little bit. Not many views today, but there's lots of valley next to me. So the treed-in views, but it's actually really pretty just to walk along the ridge and see the valley below. I'll come back and do my end today in a little bit. You know what I see down there? I see Interstate 81, which is what I am headed down to at end of day in Swatara Gap. Woohoo! 1.7 miles to go to get down this hill. All right, I am nearing the end of day for makeup day 20, and thought I'd share some highlights and lowlights. I got about a mile to go down into Swatara Gap. I thought I'd share it before it gets too steep of a down for me, and I need two hands on my poles. It was a good day. Just plodding along on the ridge, not too many views, really just up and down views through the trees, I guess, of the valley below, which was nice. The elevations were mellow, which was nice. Just a couple of boulder fields, but they weren't rock scramble boulder fields. They were just things I needed to navigate through on my feet, no hands down kind of stuff. What's really nice about today is that it warmed up a bit. The snow, especially this afternoon, has been mostly slushy instead of icy, which just makes it easier to hike through. My feet are wet, of course, despite the Gore-Tex shoes, but that's just because they've been surrounded by snow and slush all day. Highlight today was the entertainment value, now that I've put it in perspective of the US Marshal yelling at me and whatever was going on at shelter, 501 shelter. Highlight was Jim coming out to hike with me for a little bit, which was nice. And I have an odd highlight, but I'm thrilled that this is my last 20 plus mile day of my through hike. I'm tired, folks. We've been out here on and off since June 2nd. Yes, I was off a month for an injury. I was off about 2 weeks for Christmas and New Year's, but I'm tired. I'm ready to go home. But 3 more days, we'll get it done. And a low light that's related is last couple days my Achilles tendon has really been bothering me. It's quite swollen. Jim went and got me an ankle brace, which I wore yesterday afternoon, evening, overnight, just to stabilize the joint, provide some compression to help it feel better. Helped a lot. I'll wear it again today. I'm not wearing it to hike because I'm worried it would restrict my ability to navigate these crazy rocks. But I just gotta hold my body together for 3 more days, get this through hike done, and then it can fall apart all it wants to. My hip's holding up for the most part. You know, everything aches. Towards the end of a through hike, everything aches. So knees, ankles, hips. I'm just tired. But 3 more days. Today was my last 20 plus. That was the end of my whining for now. Tomorrow I think I have either 17.5 or 18.5, depending on what I do with that beaver dam that's swamping the trail south of Swatara Gap. It's an extra mile to go around it, but we'll see. Not really sure I want to wade through a beaver bog in cold weather. And then about a little bit under 10 miles into Duncannon the day after that, and then we will drive back up to New York so I can finish up at Bear Mountain with some friends and family. So 3 days to go. Once I get down here to Swatara Gap, it should be about 34 miles and change to go. And in case you can't tell from my grinning like an idiot face, I'm thrilled with that number, and I'm thrilled that we're counting down. So we will see you guys tomorrow. I forgot to mention, one of the other fun parts of today is some of the snow is melting enough that I can actually see trail for the first time in a week. This is one of those sections where there's actually a little bit of leaves and trail under there. Woohoo! It's kind of funny. I'm right above I-81. I'm going to go under it in a couple minutes. How many times have I driven on this road and never paid any attention to how close the AT was to it? Just kind of wild. That's tomorrow's climb. Whoop! But for today, we just got to get down to the highway and under it and find Jim. See you tomorrow, folks. I figured I needed to show you what the underpass looks like in the winter. Although it's not that much different than in the summer. Truck up there. Here we head under 81. I remember these benches in Jim's video covered with those lanternfly things. No lanternflies here today, but no real reason to stop and rest today. I'd just as soon get out. Got the pretty river down there, all icy. Keep meandering down here to go under the other side of I-81. And there's a road. And do you know what's down there on that road? Right there. A truck. Our truck. There's my end today. All right, folks. We'll see ya.